Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today joining me and Tahir for a bit of an interesting video. There's been some big changes, haven't there?
Yes.
The clubs that we bought for Golf Clubs for Cash, we had to test the 14-day exchange or the refund policy, and it's worked.
Yes, of course. I played a couple of rounds with it, but I wasn't feeling comfortable at the end, and that's why they had to go, and they're gone.
So we bought the same clubs of what you've got in your holiday home, but we actually went for regular shafts, and that's because you're swinging a lot easier these days.
Yes, that's what we got on that day.
Yeah.
Just the regular shaft. But the fact of the matter is, I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not essentially how much difference would it make.
Yeah.
How I feel, because I so used to playing with the stiff shaft, regular. I don't feel in control.
And that's the message I wanted to get to you guys. So, you know, the fitting side of things is absolutely fantastic. If you're a new golfer, like you had when you first started golf, but if you're a regular playing golfer like you are now, Tahir's a mid-handicap golfer, you sometimes have your own feel on things, don't you? And you have preferences in feel, and that has to be a big, you know, thing that we consider when we're buying golf clubs. It has to feel right.
I think you use this word, very relevant word, feel. I think that's my problem. I don't feel comfortable with regular because, as I said, played with the stiff from almost day one after bullet, and which didn't have any feel. I was just playing with it. It was 150 pound worth set, including the bag. But yes, that's what it is. So
quite amazingly, you were searching eBay, weren't you? And you will not believe this, guys. And it were even a subscriber, weren't it? I'll show you the message.
Yes.
A subscriber was selling these golf clubs, and they are identical. It's unbelievable.
Frankly, when I was searching eBay, and I came across this, say, full golf club set, and when I read the description, I was thinking, hang on, somebody's selling my golf club. Yeah. They're stolen or something.
Unbelievable. So the driver, the fairway wood, absolutely matching.
Yes.
Hybrid matching, irons matching.
Yes.
You've got your old putter, haven't you?
Just right.
And then the three wedges, Vokey SM7s.
They're even matching. They're SM7, and I have SM7 previously in my bag. The only difference is, must admit, they are black, and this is
silver.
Silver.
But apart from that, absolutely perfect. But you have kept one club from Golf Clubs for Cash, and it's the chipper. That's the only one that wasn't returned.
You are too much, Gary. I think you should have told me this is Hackers Club, and this is not. No, it's known to be little notorious club. You know.
But this
you never mentioned that to me because I never knew this existed. Yeah. And I bought it. You never told me that.
But this is the problem, and that's why you guys don't use one of these clubs, because people resemble them as a hackers club, don't they?
I didn't know that at all.
And now
honestly.
You're getting scared of using it.
No, I'm definitely not using it. I'm putting it out of the bag.
Are you going to put it out of the bag? You can't. Get in the comments, guys. Should Tahir carry on using this, even if he gets some stick off his mates, or should he put it out of the bag?
I already had a stick from my mate. They say, oh, why are you using this? I said, well, it's lovely. They say, come on, your chipping is good enough anyway.
Right, so what we're going to be doing today, and this is an important thing for all you guys to do, Tahir has started swinging it a lot softer. As he's become experienced at golf, he doesn't, we used to say that he used to bash it, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what the word I used to use. That's the only word I knew to use for
so hitting hard. He hits it easier, but we don't really know your distances anymore.
No, my distances have significantly reduced.
Yeah.
And I started swinging easy. I don't know, I have a little back pain. That gives me a little bit of discomfort when I swing hard, so I avoid it. And secondly, I think I feel it's not about hitting hard.
Yeah.
It's not about bashing anymore.
No.
It's about how smooth your swing is.
Smooth, balanced, you know, keeping your posture.
Yes.
So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little test with Tahir today as a mid-handicap golfer, and we're going to measure how far is each club. We're going to get you to guess, first of all, how far do you think you carry each club? And then we're going to do the test and see what the actual result is and see how far out you are.
I almost, obviously I can guess better the total distance, but in terms of carry, I'll be totally out, I'm telling you now.
Well, honestly, carry is the most important distance that you guys need to know at home, because you can calculate now, if you've been playing golf a while, you can calculate roughly once it lands, is it going to bounce forward, is it going to stop, you know, depending on wind and dependent on the conditions of the ground. But if you don't know carry, how can you calculate that?
But the one relevant question, does that make huge difference to the mid-handicappers as well? I know what you talk about is probably more relevant to the scratch golfers.
No,
person like myself, all I need to do just 30 yards around the green somewhere,
No, but that's the thing. That's why you're not getting to the low handicap. This is what you need to do, guys, to get to the low handicap. You need to think like a low handicap.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to go and do. We're going to test these distances and see how close to heed, you know, how much you actually know about your distances.
Let's check, but I don't. I'll be out.
Well, this could get him to the next level. You could be our low handicap golfer next week.
All right.
So today we're in the studio and we're going to be using the GC quad and doing a know your numbers test. So first things first, we need to input in what golf clubs you've got. So if you could just shout out for me. Excellent. So now I want you to hit with your lob wedge full swings. This is the key, full swings. Now this test, the reason I like this test is because it measures strike and it allows you to delete any anomalies. Because we're all going to hit bad shots, aren't we?
Yeah.
At some point. So it waits until you've had 3 good strikes before it gives you a distance.
Right, okay.
All right. So if you'd like to go ahead and hit 3 balls. Oh, first of all, how far do you think you hit the lob wedge on a full shot where it lands and carries to?
25 yards.
25 yards. Right, okay, let's see then. I'm not going to tell you how far you've landed it,
Okay.
but you said 25, so let's see. Good strike.
Is that enough?
It needs at least 3 shots, and they've all got to be 3 good strikes. Did them first 2 feel good?
This is not good.
No, that one was a bit heavy, weren't it?
Yeah, that's right.
What did that one feel like?
That was good.
That was good. Right, so we're going to move on to the next club. So when we press select shots, you'll see here,
Okay.
it highlights the 3 shots that it liked the strike the most.
Okay.
So it's going to select these ones, which it's saying that your average distance, I think it's going to say about 34 yards. So you're about 10 yards out there.
Right, okay.
Now that's on the lob wedge.
Yes.
Now I'm a bit worried because we've got to go up to the longer clubs. So if we can move on to sand wedge. So serious question, Teed. With your lob wedge and your sand wedge so far, do you feel like you're hitting it any harder than you normally do?
I think I would be probably hitting a little harder than I normally would be.
Yeah.
Because normally the lie wouldn't be that nice and easy to play with. So I'm hitting a little bit harder because I don't take divots.
Yeah.
So I'm very cautious when I play on the course.
I think, you know, being your golf coach, and I've seen Teed play a lot of golf, I think in here, because I've mentioned about full swing,
Yes.
you seem to be hitting it more of a full swing than you normally would.
Right,
I
okay.
think subconsciously on the course, you think you're making a
Just
full
right.
swing,
But
but
you're
actually, when I see you on the course,
Yeah.
you look a lot smoother and not as aggressive. So
Right,
I
okay.
think when we do distance control with sand wedge or lob wedge, we need to be outside in real conditions, hitting
Yes.
over a bunk, hitting off a tight lie.
That's right.
So a bit of a lesson for all of you, really. I think we're going to discount
Interesting.
today gap wedge, we're going to discount sand wedge and lob wedge. They're the kind of field shots where you're going to play over bunker, you're going to be more conscious about your lie.
Yes.
So I think a little bit of a lesson learned. If you're going to measure distance, don't bother doing your shorter irons. Do that outside, maybe with a laser, you know, normal conditions.
Very interesting.
So we're going to move straight up to a 9 iron. I don't believe there's any benefit in this on the short irons.
Fine.
So I'm just going to correct myself there. I might have said start from 9 iron. I did actually mean pitching wedge because this is where you hit your full swings out on the course, don't you?
Right, okay.
The
Yes.
cavited pitching wedge. I think this is where you begin to play what we class as a full swing.
Okay.
So we're going to measure pitching wedge up.
Okay, that's fine.
How far would you think that you carry your pitching wedge?
80 yards.
80 yards.
Yes.
Come on then, let's see. I think you could be quite close with this one. Because I think total distance, you get it about 85, 90. That's all in my opinion. That were a good strike. Landed like 90 yards into it, maybe 89 yards.
Right, okay.
What did you say, 85?
Yes.
Oh, what Lovely strike. I think that's just proof that if you've got bladed wedges, not to swing them full.
Right.
Because
okay.
you know, you've got the cavity club now, he's swinging it full, he's striking it pure.
Okay.
That's absolutely beautiful. We don't need any more shots on that one. That's 3 class strikes.
It's very close, all of them.
Good. So we can move up to 9 iron. So that's a lesson for you guys at home. If you're using bladed wedges, don't hit them full. Learn how to swing them easy and turn well. If you hit 5 shots with your 5 iron, how many would you strike really good?
1.
1. Yeah. Because
yeah, it was very thick.
Could be a club to leave at home. It could be a club to get you in more trouble than it's worth.
Yes.
And I know some of you guys might be thinking, well, why don't you coach Tahid how to use the golf club? But I think sometimes you've got to think, well, what's going to improve Tahid's game the most? You know, is it going to be spending all summer working out how to hit a 5 iron? Or should we get a hybrid that you're quite comfortable hitting without all that effort?
Yeah.
And then spend that time, you know, in better areas. I think that's the key.
Yes.
You know.
Halfway through, when you had a little pause,
yeah.
I was dreading that you're going to say he's uncoachable.
He's definitely coachable, but as a golf coach, I like to get the low hanging fruit, you know, and spending all summer trying to work out how to hit a 5 iron. I don't think that's going to help to his game too much because we're focusing on score. This is going to be probably one of our anomaly results. I think when we look, we're going to have nice progress in the irons up to maybe a 7 iron and then a 6 iron and 5 iron.
Okay.
I feel that he's not going to be so much use to us, but we'll see.
No. 5, I think, will go out of the bag.
Yeah, if we can move up to the 4 hybrid, please.
Is it preferred lighting?
It's all right, you're only human. It weren't your good shot, that. You hit this off the floor a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good swing. So if you need to have a practice swing just to brush the surface, because you hit a lot of balls now.
That's more realistic, this one.
Yeah. Well done. I'm thinking if you were to have a 5 iron in your bag, you might not even need a 6 and a 5 iron, you know, because the gapping's a bit. We'll conclude on this. That's a very good strike. This is realistic. Yeah, about 160 carry out, I think you get with that.
Yes.
Right. It's going to be interesting, this conclusion, to maybe have a look at, you know, what clubs are into his bag and which ones potentially he doesn't need. Because I was kind of always wondering, is there going to be a big gap between your 3 wood and your 4 hybrid? Because most people can carry a 5 wood and even a 7 wood in the bag. I'm not sure there's going to be a big enough gap to even include another wood. And that's just how the gapping's working.
But the question is, what do I need to do to increase the distance? with 3 wood, for example.
But the problem is, if you try to increase the distance, you know, you could start to lose a strike, you know, the centreness of strike. I think you're swinging within yourself, you're not bashing it.
Okay.
We know you can if you want to.
Yes.
But then you might not strike it as clean, so it's not a matter of that you can't hit it far, it's that you're choosing to swing in control. Sense a little bit more venom in that one.
That's right.
He just wanted to prove himself.
I
mean, if I said to Tahid, you can't hit this 220, he would find a way of hitting it 220, and that's just how he works.
That's how I am, man. Yeah.
You can't hit it 220.
Right. Shall I try 220? Let's try. That'll be 220.
Oh! That's what I mean.
221.
221. Right, driver, please.
Silly, isn't it?
Yeah. But they always said, don't they, you should swing at 80, 90%. And I think you're, you know, living proof that's what you're doing. You're hitting it 200 yards, 80%.
Yes.
And then when you put 100% in, it went 220.
Yes.
So that's a credit that, you know, you are swinging within yourself. You're not trying to hit it 100%, which most of us are guilty of doing. So Tahid, we've just had a little brief look at your results, and I think this is incredible. You probably won't be able to see them up behind us, but I'll pop them on screen now.
Okay.
Pitching wedge, 86, which I think you pretty much hit on the nose.
Right.
I think you got off to a good start. Pitching wedge, 86, 902, so a little bit of a nice progression there, roughly about sort of, what would that be, 15 yards approximately. We went from a 9-iron to an 8-iron, 110 yards. Right. So, you know, another sort of 8 yards, we could say 10 yards. Yeah. And then from your 8-iron to your 7-iron, we went to 124 yards, so approximately, you know, 14, 15 yards, so not too bad a gap. Then from 7-iron, again another 10 yards, you went up to 6-iron, 136 yards. So we're getting this 10 to 15 yard gap, which for a mid-handicap golfer is very good.
Right, okay.
We went to a 5-iron, it actually was going 133 yards, 3 yards less than his 6-iron.
I suspected that because I hardly play and good shot with it.
So that is a big alarm bell, isn't it? So that for us means that club needs to really come out of the bag.
Just right, and we need to buy a hybrid.
It really needs to come out of the bag. So from the 6-iron, 136 yards, you then go to the 4 hybrid, which is 160 yards.
Yeah, so a huge gap.
So we've got a huge gap now. We've got 25-yard gap because that 5-irons, you know, we can't hit it so well. Then we go from 161 to 186. So a bit of a significant jump there. Right. But that is in the longer game, isn't it? Yes. And, you know, you are quite good at hitting easier shots with that 3-wood.
I'm okay with it.
I've seen Tahid, you know, play a little bit of a fade or, you know, hit it. Yeah. You're quite good with that.
It's not too bad at all.
You know, potentially it might mean there is room for a 5-wood if we got a good deal on one, possibly. You know, that's something we can think about in future.
Definitely.
But I think the 5 hybrid is the priority here.
It is.
And then 186 to 214 on the driver, 214 carry. You know, if you've got one of them really long par 3s, sometimes you have hit the driver, haven't you?
I only came across one in Willow Valley in Huddersfield in their 9 3-par course, 9-hole 3-par course. I think one of them is 214 or 20, something like that. That's where I use driver.
So Tahid obviously has not really ever worked from carry distances. You've always worked from total distance.
Yes.
So it's my opportunity to try and reprogram Tahid as a mid-handicap golfer now to try and work within landing distance, and then that's how a pro and a low handicapper thinks. Right. All the pros and low handicappers, well, most of them, I can't say all, but they should be thinking, how far do I carry that ball? All right. What's going to happen when that ball lands? Is it going to bounce forward? Is it going to spin back? That's dependent on the wind. It's dependent on the club, the ground conditions, the slope. Yes. You know, so these are the things now to get to that next level.
I think that becomes a little bit more technical. You have to be a little bit more meticulous about it.
And this is how you can improve your golf without hitting the ball better, though. This is this is what we call course management for you guys at home. Yes. So that's what we're going to move on to next. We're going to see if this improves your distance control on the golf.
All right. So let's try.
What I'm going to do is when I get home, I'm going to put all your total distances in there as well, because obviously I've got the video, you know, rolling from today. So you've got your total distances on a perfect flat lie, no wind conditions.
Right, okay.
But we really need to move Tauheed more into sort of carry distances and then calculating from there to make you a better golfer.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed that video today, guys. That's a little bit of how to improve distance control,
yes,
and how to move from a mid-handicap golfer to thinking more like a pro,
yes,
to tighten things up, to think more about how the ball's going to roll and finish, and certainly how you can learn about what clubs you've got in your bag and what might be working and what might not be working.
Absolutely, and that's the proof is in the pudding that number 5 is not working for me at all, and that no wonder I hardly use it, and I avoid it. Whenever I used it, it never worked really. And
no, I'm going to be honest. If you were a 20-year-old,
yes,
then I might sort of help you persist with that.
Yeah.
Because you probably have a bit more. And I don't mean to sound, don't get upset here, but that's why we've got to consider age, swing speed, and things like that.
I think hybrid 5 would be a good idea.
I think so, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, okay, good. One little warning before you go away. If you go for a fitting, this kind of session for your distances, remember this is the most boring session you will ever come across.
Right, guys, thanks for watching that today. We're going to be playing a bit of golf next week, but I think that pretty much rounds off for today. There's a couple more Golf Clubs for Cash videos to come. They're not boring videos. I know we've had a few already, but they're going to be completely different to what you've seen already. The one I'm looking forward to the most is I bought a draw bias driver for somebody who slices the ball, but I'm going to make it even more draw bias by adding weight to it, changing the grip. There's certain things I'm going to do, and we're going to see if we can fix this guy's slice. He's got a horrible slice. He's had lessons and he's struggling to fix it. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So make sure you keep an eye out for that video. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you again in a few days' time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.